situation in Thailand during the pandemic can be represented by a contraction of the GDP by almost 10% by the end of 2020. The recovery of Thai economy is heavily conditioned by the rebound of tourism and exports. And the rise of unemployment had affected the domestic purchasing power and household debt. So all in all, this is all about the answer of coming back to the self-reliance. This really needs the philosophy of the sufficiency economy, because the foundation is based on moderation. In this regard, I can say that the philosophy of sufficiency economy can be an answer for the post-COVID-19 recovery. Especially sufficiency economy is a philosophy, is a method of development based on moderation. Sufficiency means to lead a reasonably comfortable life without excess or overindulgence in luxury, but enough. Something may seem to be extravagant, but if it brings happiness, it is permissible as long as it is within the means of the individuals. It's a kind of moderation as a foundation before we can move forward. And sufficiency means doing things at the full capacity based on one's qualifications, including own resources, capitals, and education. And with this philosophy, which can be applied to all levels, you will see that one of the most important application of the philosophy of sufficiency economy is help improve human well-being. And because the philosophy emphasizes self-reliance of an individual and of community, together with the essentials of education. So look at the foundation as knowledge and virtues. Of course, education is a basic, and for people to have further means of living their own life. And virtues is also very important for them to live with others in society. So with this, if we can make sure that people have philosophy of sufficiency economy mindset, of course, people will be moderate, reasonable, and have self-immune. So they will not exploit or abuse the environment or natural resources. So what I like to suggest is that because this philosophy of sufficiency economy can be applied to all levels. At the individual levels, we can live simple life in moderation with the middle paths. And that means we're living within our own means, and then we refrain from taking advantage of others. Sufficiency economy can be applied to the business sector as well, because community enterprise can commercialize their own local assets. And of course, at the same time, they can conserve their own natural resources. At the community level, of course, they can join together. They can work together with the morality in terms of quality assurance, ensuring that there are low risks in terms of having inventory management. Be honest, of course, that can be reflected by quality logistics and delivery. And of course, social responsibility would be the ultimate goal for them. So all in all, I would say that the philosophy of sufficiency economy is a holistic approach, and is practical. That can bring back the balance between human, society, and environment. Individuals understand the law of nature, living in moderation, will have ability to adapt, to adjust themselves to the shocks. So during the normal time, sufficiency economy can also be applied. So it can be applied anytime, anywhere. So this is called a philosophy for life. I like to propose some of the redesign of education based on the philosophy of sufficiency economy. But in terms of the value and virtues, of course, the very first one in this philosophy is versatility. Versatility implies that we should embrace subjects, a variety of subjects or skills through learning of transdisciplinary studies. It's not just only multidisciplinary, but it's a transdisciplinary. In other words, we go through different subjects, different disciplines, learn, understand, and make application of each other, and then further modify the original subject, which can be applied. And so what is very important is that there must be applications in changing environment to promote capability of turning up and down, back and forth, which can be suit with the law of nature. That is, things change, it's impermanent. So basically, educating children to understand the law of nature, that is, things change or impermanent, and also the law of Dhamma, that is, every action has consequence. Second one, the knowledge, of course, I would propose utilizing the 7 factors or 7 virtues qualities of a good man as appear in the teaching of Buddhism, as we know as the Sappurisa, that is the 7 know. Know cause, know the consequence, know yourself, know moderation, know the proper time, know the society, and know the individual. So this should be embedded in the curriculum in any subjects for the education. Prudence, of course, this is very important because to get them prepared for any future shocks, they need to be prudent. So financial literacy, financial planning, and data management should be put in the curriculum or could be in any subjects or any trainings. There must be the learning that for them to get aware that they should have skills and good judgment in the use of resources. And then carefulness, this is very important because when they do anything, they need to have impact assessment, including social returns, so that they have the perspective of the social benefits and costs. Last one, this is the perseverance and diligence as part of the morality should be embedded in the design of education as well. How can we do that? This can be done through a number of activities, through teamwork, problem solving, and educating them with the cognitive skills. This will allow them to develop their own personalities, which will become the desirable qualities for the society. And of course, they will not, they will contemplate things as based on the facts, based on the truth of nature, and will not have emotions or creating any conflicts based on their own bias. Sharing in various forms, of course, that can be done. We can be using conventional digital platforms, and that could be sharing advice as well through the practice of communication. So it's important to educate them, to train them on the communication skill. And of course, the mindful communication is very important on this matter, because we need to train the young to be able to convey their thoughts correctly, righteously, and without bias. Honesty, that can be trained through the sports, particularly music as well. And because they need to have the rule of the game, so by having honesty embedded in themselves, of course, this is another quality, desirable quality as well. And last one, wisdom. I think it's important that for wisdom, we really need Buddhism teaching. Mind development, cultivation of mindfulness are very, very important. With the wisdom, it means that people will be able to make themselves get away from the crisis if they are promptly, and they can have speedy recovery after the crisis. So all in all, if we can redesign education based on the foundation of the philosophy of sufficiency economy, as I propose, which there is no formula on this, but I just propose on this.